सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति।
77. विविनक्ति यदा भोक्ता पुण्यपापे तदास्य नो क्रीडत्यात्मन्यसौ ध्यानात् द्यूतादौ मूढवत्सदा। The description of a person whose mind is absorbed in the Atma Sarupa, otherwise called as Jivan Muktaha. So he is continuing now. Next stanza. Atmanneva ratim kuryat sarvada nitya karmavat. वरिष्ठो ब्रह्मवित् स्वेष व्यर्थक्षण विवर्जना। अन्वय नित्यकर्मवत् सर्वदा आत्मनि एव रतिं कुर्यात्। सर्वदा आत्मनि एव रतिं कुर्यात्। एषः व्यर्थक्षण विवर्जनात् ब्रह्मवित्सु वरिष्ठः। See, ब्रह्मवित्सु एषः by sandhi has become ब्रह्मवित्स्वेषः। अन्वय एषः व्यर्थक्षण विवर्जनात् ब्रह्मवित्सु वरिष्ठः। नित्यकर्मवत् आत्मनि एव नित्यकर्मवत् सर्वदा आत्मनि एव रतिं कुर्यात्. That kuryat is a potential. Is it in the potential mood? It should be taken as karoti, not a mistake. The Vedic word is kuryat only, but in the sense karoti, does this. This Jivan Mukta does this. What is that? Atmani eva ratim kuryat. Sarvada, all the time. Ratim kuryat means delights. Where? Atmani eva. So this Jivan Mukta always delights in Atma, one's own Swarupa. How? An illustration is given. Nitya karmavat. Nitya karmavat means a person committed to Vaidika karma anusthana, Shraddhavan Purushaha, and he has got Shraddha in the Vedas, and the karmas told by the Vedas, in Nitya karmas, etc., very meticulously he does. Means the person who meticulously with Shraddha does the karmas told in the Vedas. So what does he? He takes delight in those performance of those karmas. So therefore, Nitya karmavat is like this. Vaidika karma anusthana shilasya. In the case of a person who is Vaidika karma anusthana shilasya, Vaidika karma anusthana shilaha means always committed to the karma, performance of the karmas told in the Vedas. What happens? Nitya karma saktiva. He is always taking delight in the Nitya karmas. He is attached to the Nitya karma. Even if one day he is not able to take to Nitya karma, he will be totally like fish out of water. So how much delight, he has got the delight in the performance of Nitya karma. In that manner, this person who, this Jivan Mukta, sada, always, Atmaneva ratim kuryat means karoti, always delights in Atma. You may say, how does he delight in Atma? Does he not get bored? You have come to Kanyakumari. I will arrange for 2 years stay of yours here. Always sit in front of Kanyakumari temple. When he wants to go repeatedly, no, you sit here only. What will happen? How many will be ready? No, Swami will not be able to arrange, that is different thing. But will you be? No. So this person always delights in Atma. Why? Ananda Swarupa, not simple Ananda Swarupa. Ananta Brahmananda, Ananta Ananda Swarupa, no trace of sorrow, no botheration about even the body, even if the body falls off, good riddance, bad rubbish, or goodbye, thank you. You have served my purpose. Of course, Jnani has no complaint against anything, including all those who gave troubles all along. So why? Unless the fellow is cornered, one will not take to Vedanta. When we joined the ashram course, Swamiji said, if I see your horoscope, all fellows must be having Saturn in particular position. Unless the Shani is in some position, you will not land here at all. Maybe it is for good. That is what it is for good as such. So, till then that, no, this revenge, etc. is there, because they also what? They have also added to the pursuit as such. Thankfulness that Jnani has no grudge against anyone, including the enemy. But that firmness in the knowledge is required. So that maturity, it takes time, of course, not that way as such. So, see, that is how also. If the world was without any sorrows, no diseases, not even a sneeze out of cold. So, no, nothing is there. So what will happen? You know why? All will be totally engrossed in that. Bhagwan's काम नहीं होगा. What is it? Nobody will take to the pursuit of knowing. One said, 2-3 थप्पड़ मिलेगा तभी क्या होता है? Eyes get opened. But thing is that such things should be properly assimilated, and we should take lesson. Not that there are many people in the world, they get all types of thappads. I know thappads means, you know what is that? Blows in life, yet their eyes don't open. Only of the few mature people or who have got some past punya, only in those cases they take the pursuit. As such, the world is like that. So that's why, see, look here. Lord Krishna himself said, does he know better or we know better about the world? Anityam asukham imam lokam prapya bhajasvama. This world is what? Anityam means the definiteness of this world cannot be told. Asukham, there is no sukha at all. We may think little joy here and there. The nature of the world is there. Having come, there is no doubt now you have come here. Best thing is what? Mam bhajasva. So seek me, try to discover me, try to discover your own Swarupa. This world is like a hospital. It's like a hospital. We have to, for which disease? Bhavaroga, not other. For others, other hospitals are there. This is the hospital for Bhavaroga. I heard a very nice thing. They say, Grahastha Ashrama should be viewed as spectacles. This is the first time I came across this. Satya Sai Baba told me in one of the recent talks. Grahastha Ashrama should be viewed as the spectacles. How come? Spectacles, actually, they are obstructions in front of the eyes or not. Remove it. No obstruction. But this is an obstruction. But that obstruction gives you better vision. That obstruction is meant for what? Better vision. So like that, so in Grahastha Ashrama, all these ups and downs, etc., no doubt they are not desirable. They are what? Obstruction. But they should serve to give better vision. Better vision about whom? Myself, Jagat, and the world. And what is the unity behind this? One and the same principle. Me not different from Paramatma Swarupa. Don't think that Ishvara Tattva is something supreme sitting somewhere and unnecessarily controlling, etc. Ishvara has got all sympathies for us. I tell from time to time, not only I have told in the scripture, but whenever I take the avatars, at the top of the voice, I tell you that you and me are not different, but where are these people ready to listen? No. Why? Preoccupation. Preoccupation is where? Toys of the world. So this and that. Therefore, so that is the Swarupa. So one should discover. So that's why for this person, nothing is there, nothing is to be complained. So therefore about body also he has no complaint. Instead of that, thankfulness. Why thankfulness? This body has served the purpose. In spite of its limitations, it has, like a boat which has allowed you to cross the ocean, etc. It has helped you, so thank you. So that is only the attitude for anyone, including the body. He is not disgusted about it. So that his purpose is served, and if at all it is of use to someone, that will be guided by the samashti prarabdha. So therefore, it atmani eva ratim kurya. He delights in one's own swarupa. And this person, eshaha vyartha kshana vivarjana. This person doesn't waste even a single moment without Brahmadhyana, Brahmadhyana. Always absorbed in the Swarupa. Vyartha kshana vivarjanat means kshana lavamapi. Even a fraction of a moment, vrutha akurvan, without wasting, sarvada brahmadhyana ratatva. Always absorbed in what? Dhyana of Brahma. Not a fraction of a moment he wastes. Vyartha kshana vivarjanat. What happens? Brahma vitsu varishta. He is the exalted person among the Brahmavid, among the Brahmadhyani. So why this comparison? Brahmadhyana is one and the same. How do you say he is the superior? Because his mind is absorbed always in what? Brahma Swarupa. Other person might have got the Brahmadhyana, but this absorption is not there. As a result, erroneous identification with the body habitually will continue. Drishta, Sukha, Dukkha are bound to that affect the person. As far as this person is concerned, nothing like that. So he is the exalted person among the Brahmavid. Of course, other Brahmavid who is not able to get the mind absorbed like this, he will get Videya Mukti. That cannot be stopped. But here will be affected by Drishta, Sukha, Dukkha. Means as per Prarabdha, whatever Sukha, Dukkha comes, it will have a bearing or it will affect the person. But in this case, this person is impervious of the body, leave alone the world. The mind is absorbed always in the Brahma Swarupa. Even a fraction of a moment, he doesn't waste, and his mind is absorbed in Brahma Dhyana only. Fine. To get such state of absorption of the mind, gaining the knowledge, what are the sadhanas, what are the means? So Shruti says, Upanishad says, Satyena labhyaha tapasahi eshaha atma samyak jnanena brahmacharyena nityam. Mundaka 3:1-5. Satyena labhyaha. This Atma, Brahma can be gained by Satya. Here Satya is speaking the truth. Andruta tyagena. By giving falsehood. That is speaking false, giving up speaking false. Mrusha, that is Andruta tyagena means Mrusha vadana tyagena. By not speaking the lie, speaking always the truth. See, in speaking the truth, some sacrifice is involved. Lies for what? Quick gains. But when it is speaking the truth, sacrifice is involved. So therefore, Satyena labhya, not only that, tapasa. By tapas, what is tapas here? Tapas literally means ascetic practices. But here in the context, it is Indriya mana ekagrata. Bhashakara tells us, ekagrata, single pointedness of indriyas and the mana, means indriyas withdrawn from sense object mind, the capacity of the mind to take to a particular preoccupation with single pointedness. That is what Indriya Mana Ekagrata is tapasa. He eshaha, he means prasiddhi of Vedanta Upanishad. Eshaha Atma, so this Atma, samyak jnanena brahmacharyena nityam. All labhya to be added to all. So, by samyak jnanena, by direct cognition, by sakshatkara, direct cognition, brahmacharyena, by a life of celibacy. Here brahmacharya is celibacy because tapasa gives the control of the indriyas and the mind. So therefore brahmacharyena, by celibacy, nityam means nityam, always speaking the truth. Otherwise say 1 week, what is that? Satya Saptaha, okay? Like Saptahas, no? 1 week speaking the truth. And while 1 week speaking the truth, fellow is planning how to cut the throat of others in the next week. Not that way. All along. So therefore, tapasa, indriya mana ekagrata, always. Samyak jnanena, brahmacharyena, all along. That is now explained here. Satyam tapo brahmacharyam vidyadhikriti karanam. Mukhyadhikari vidyayam varishto brahmavid bhave. First line as it is. Satyam tapaha brahmacharyam vidyadhikriti karanam. Vidyayam mukhyadhikari brahmavid varishtaha bhavi. Brahmavid varishtaha bhavi. Vidyadhikriti karanam. What is that vidyadhi? See, vidyayam adhikriti karanam. Karanam is means. So, the means of adhikriti in vidya. Vidya means Brahma Vidya. Means vidya janya phalanubhava karanam. The means of gaining the anubhava which is born of Brahma Vidya. Means Brahmanubhava or Atmanubhava. The means of gaining Brahmanubhava or Atmanubhava, that is Vidyadhikriti Karanam. Vidyajanya Phalanubhava Karanam. Karanam means means. Means of gaining the Anubhava, born of Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya. What are those? These are three. Satyam, as we have seen, Andruta Tyagaha, not speaking the lies, always speaking the truth. Tapaha, Mana Indriyanam Ekagrata. The single pointedness of the Indriyas and the mind means withdrawal of the Indriyas and single pointedness of the mind. Brahmacharyam, celibacy, a life of celibacy, that is Brahmacharya here. Otherwise, Brahmacharya can mean a life wherein the Indriyas are controlled and a person takes to a studious life of discipline in a Gurukula. That is what is called Brahmacharya. Here, that also is there, plus strictly, what is that? Celibacy, Brahmacharyam. These, that means, enable a person to gain that Atmanuva, Brahmanuva, born of Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya. And a person who is very well prepared in terms of these, that means preparation, he alone can be Brahmavid Varishtaha. Vidyayam Mukhyadhikari. Mukhyadhikari means Mukhyadhikara Sampannaha. A person who is endowed with all these preparations in full measure, not in something. Thoda vairagya hai, but ज़्यादा क्या है? विषयासक्ति है. It's not that way. But that means all these, what are those? Satyam, Tapaha, Brahmacharyam, in full measure. That person is the one who is totally ready to gain the knowledge. He is called as Mukhyadhikari, Vidyaya Mukhyadhikari. Such a person, Brahmavid Varishtaha Bhavi. He becomes Brahmavid Varishta, means the most exalted among the Brahmavid. This is where see, mere vairagya by itself is not sufficient. That is why Lord Krishna said, Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha griyate. Vairagya is necessary, abhyasa, repeated practice also is necessary. Repeated practice here in this context or earlier Shravana Manana, that is fine to the extent required. Afterward Nididhyasana also repeated practice in this way. Only I have got vairagya itself will not give the final such absorption of the mind in the Swarupa. So that is why I say, so that is Mukhyadhikari. Mukhyadhikari has got that Indriya Mana Ekagrata, Samyak Jnana is there, Brahmacharya is there, no avenues of which mind getting distracted in the other things as such, mind gets absorbed because that practice also is there. That person, so with the Brahmavid Varishtaha, he becomes the most exalted among the Brahmavid. Now, who is the Mukhyadhikari? Why it is so? Is it because to deprive all the people from gaining this knowledge? No. The nature of Brahma is such that its knowledge warrants a specific disposition, specific frame of mind. Otherwise, all this was not necessary. The nature of Brahma itself is such that unless this frame of mind, this disposition is there, it is just next to impossible to make the mind get absorbed for gaining the knowledge. So therefore, so that is told based on Mundaka 318, it is said there, Na chakshusha grihyati. Brahma cannot be seen by eyes. Na va napi vacha, nor the words speech can describe what Brahma is, because whatever that can be perceived by the jnanendriyas, sense organs, only can be described by the words. So words have access in perceptible things. That's why even emotions, etc., become difficult to describe. So, na napi vacha, nanyaihi devaihi. Deva here is indriyas. Not by any other indriyas we know, because only Chakshu was told. By any indriyas, Brahma cannot be perceived. Tapasa karmanava. Not by any ascetic practices. So different ascetic practices in the Vedas are there. Kricha, Chandrayana, the very severe ascetic practices. Even by those, directly Brahma cannot be gained. Karmanava, by performance of the karmas, even though they may be told in the Vedas, how can be gained then? Jnana prasadena vishuddha sattvaha tatastu tam pashyatishkalam dhyayamana. So, because it cannot be gained by all these, only this person who has got these qualifications can give. That means directly cognize Brahma. Who is that? Jnana prasadena vishuddha sattvaha. Vishuddha sattvaha. The sattva here is antakarana. The one who has got vishuddha antakarana, very pure antakarana mind. How? Jnana prasadena. What is that jnana prasada? See, Bhashyakara, I would like to tell you what Bhashyakara has told, because it gives the idea what is required to gain the knowledge of Brahma, and we are not able to gain that knowledge. Bhashyakara says, Atmava bodhana samarthamapi swabhavena sarva praninam jnanam. See, all have got mind or not? Yes or no? Yes. And he says, everyone's mind has got the potential to gain the knowledge. Potential, okay? Not direct present capacity. Has got the potentiality to gain the knowledge. Why do they not gain the knowledge? Let us know. Atmava bodhana samartham api. Even though every human being's mind has got the capacity to gain the knowledge, swabhavena, by their very nature or disposition or the samskaras that have been brought by them based on earlier karma phalas without purifying the mind, swabhavena, sarva praninam jnanam. The jnana means whatever they perceive in terms of seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling, jnanam. How it is polluted? How it is polluted? Bahya vishaya ragadi dosha kalushitam. It is kalushitam. It is polluted by what? Raga adi. Raga likes. Dvesh adi for dvesha, dislikes, hatred. So with likes and dislikes, for what? Bahya vishaya. I want this, I don't want this, which is natural for all the human beings. So kalushitam, and therefore the mind is aprasannam. Mind is not prasanna. So mind, what is that? Mind is not cheerful. So you don't think when the Vedanta, by Vedanta, when the knowledge is gained, the person becomes very serious. So because knowledge is there, so even to talk to him is what? You should be very careful. So therefore, where you should get frightened. In fact, of course, Jnani may not be this thing, but he is the most humorous person. You see Vedavyasa, etc., that jokes, not your ordinary slapstick joke, not that way. If jokes are such a thing, because they only can really humor us, because the life is nothing but a play for them. For others it is what? Yes. Very serious, because many things are there. Not that they are hypocrites, that the things are such, become very serious, because there are sources of many problems and sorrows, tensions, confusion, everything is there. It can be that way. For them is what? They say somebody, life is a holiday camp without the capital of single naya paisa in the pocket. For others to have holiday camp, what is required? Money. Even to come to Kanyakumari camp, what is required? So, money is required. So, for them, life is a holiday camp without even a capital of a single naya paisa. Why? Ananda Swarupa. So that is how he says here, aprasannam. Because of this, mind is not cheerful. Cheerful mind is as a preliminary. Afterwards only it can be able to discover the Ananda Swarupa. And naturally, ashuddham has got duritas of the past. So many obstructions are bound to come. And therefore, ashuddham sat being so, na avabodhayati, is incapable of gaining the knowledge of Atma. Which Atma? How far is the Atma? Listen. Nityam sannihitam api. This Atma, who is what? Nityam, always. Sannihitam, most proximate, because it is my very Swarupa. Sannihitam api. Atma tattvam na janati. That is what? Nityam sannihitam api Atma tattvam. That earlier na avabodhayati has to be taken. He doesn't know Atma tattva. For this, an illustration is given. Though so proximate, how is it that this person is unable to know the Atma like this? How? Malavanadham iva adarsha. Like an adarsha mirror, malavanadham, totally covered by dust. And you are right in front of the mirror, you are not able to see your face. Why? Not that that mirror has no capacity to reflect, but it is totally covered by dust. One example. Fine. Other example is he gives. Vilulitam iva salilam. Salilam is water. Vilulitam means shaking. Like shaking water. The shaking water, can you see the ground there? Muddy and shaking? No. Even it is pure also, if it is shaking, you can't see. So like that. So therefore, so now you see. Why? Atma being verily I, why we are not able to directly cognize? Mind is, it is vikshipta, and it is full of what? Dirt of durita, etc. It is there, ashuddha. Then when can it be known? Tad yada, when such a mind, indriya vishaya samsarga janita, ragadi mala kalushapanaya. When this mala, dirt of what? Ragadi mala kalusha, those that is what defects, apanayat, dispelled. What mala it is? Indriya Vishaya Samsarga Janita. Janita, born of Indriya Vishaya Samsarga, contact of organs, Indriyas with the Vishaya sense object. That because with the Rag, etc. When that is eliminated, then what happens? The mind is capable of making one directly cognize the Atma Swarupa. How? The same earlier examples are now reverted. Have you that? Adarsha Salladivat Prasaditam Swacham Shantam Avatishtati. When the mind is so calm and composed without any distraction whatsoever and without ragadi dosha, that is there. So it is what? Is it Jnanasya Prasad. This is what is called as Jnanasya Prasada, means Buddhi Prasadena, means Buddhi is so fit to, just as mirror is so clean, also what should be there? Mirror, if concave and convex, you can enjoy this standing in front of it. So it should be clean plus plain surface. You can very easily see your face. So also here it says that Jnana Prasadena is Buddhi Prasadena. By such a ready Antakarna, one can what? That Antakarna assumes the Atma Swarupa. That is what we can directly cognize. Same thing is now explained here as who is the Mukhyadhikari? That Jnana Prasadena Vishuddha Sattvaha Tatastu, that continuing that 318, Tatastu. So that is because the mind is ready to directly cognize the Atma Swarupa, Tam Pashyate, that Atma Brahma directly cognizes. What is that Tam Brahma? Nishkalam. Nishkalam, that is Niravayavam, free from all avayava vedas. How? Dhyayamanaha Chintayan, by taking to Nididhyasana, he can directly cognize. So therefore, because nature of Brahma is so, such a prepared mind is indispensable. It is not to deprive anyone of this knowledge, etc. But the Swarupa of Brahma, Atma Swarupa, is so that the usual pursuit deny us the frame of mind can directly cognize. So that is, he said, Na chakshusha napi vacha nanai rakshaischa grihyati. Na karmana na tapasa vinantar mukhatam kvachit. Chakshusha na grihyati. Vacha api na grihyati. Anyaihi akshaischa na grihyati. Grihyati everything to make the sentence complete. Karmana na grihyati. Tapasa na grihyati. Antarmukhatam vina na add na. Antarmukhatam vina add na kvachit. By all these means it cannot be directly cognized. Only with this means it can be cognized. What is that? Chakshusha na grihyati. Atma Brahma cannot be seen by the grihyati, means perceived. Perceived means by eyes it cannot be seen. Vacha api na grihyati. By words also it cannot be described. Grihyati, that is perceived or that is what? Acted upon. Anyaihi akshaischa na grihyati. By any other indriyas also it cannot be cognized, it cannot be perceived. Karmana na grihyati. By karmas also Brahma cannot be accomplished. Tapasa na grihyati. By ascetic practice also it cannot be directly cognized. Of course, karma, tapas, etc. are useful indirectly to prepare the mind which can gain the knowledge, but directly they can't know Brahma. Then how is it Is it impossible to gain the knowledge of Brahma? No, this is possible. How? Antarmukhatam vina. Without the introvertedness of the mind. Today, what is the nature of the mind? Extrovert. That is what Kathopanishad says. What is that? Paranchikhani vyatrinat swayambhuhu tasmat parang pashyati nantarat. So, swayambhuhu Parameshwara, what did he do? Paranchikhani vyatrinat. He has done, what is that? Great blunder, is it not? So I think he committed a mistake. He made the sense organs of actions extrovert. Therefore, parang pashyati nantaratma. Ishvara created the sense organs of action by their very nature extrovert. Therefore, automatically, because the manufacturer themselves, the manufacturing design itself is that Jnanendriyas or Karmendriyas are made extrovert. And because they are made extrovert, they are what? Tasmat parang pashyati. They run after the sense object, nantaratma. So, mistake is whose? Manufactured. Who? Bhagwan ne mistake kiya. Had he made the Indriyas extrovert, we would have straight away to recognize the Atma. Introvert, okay. Achha, you are alert, okay, okay, very good. Very good. You are not sleeping, okay. So, that is that. So, if who? Parameshwara had made the sense organs introvert, we would directly recognize the Atma. He made the extrovert, it is his mistake. It is not his mistake, it is the mistake of your order. You have ordered this embodiment, what for? For Vishaya Bhoga. You have forgotten. Because little Vedanta you are listening now. So, you have ordered it for Vishaya Bhoga. If Ishvara creates the sense organs and organs of action introvert, your order cannot be executed. Your order is how? Karma Phala blueprint. So therefore, Ishvara also was helpless. What he has to say? Ayyo, their karma, he will not say, Ayyo, my karma, he will not say, Ayyo, their karma, what can I do? They have asked for that. So, but Avrutta Chakshihu Kaschit Atmanam Dhiraha Pashyati. But Ishvara knew this problem, but he has provided a built-in device there, provided you operate it. So, in the very same Indriyas and the mind, which are designed extrovert, he had supplied a provision to make them introvert. Some Viveki Dhiraha, having seen the futility of the word, Parikshalokan Karmachitan Brahmano Nirvedamaya, having seen the futility of the world, having discovered even the best that world can offer me cannot make me really happy and contented. Best thing is to discover the very source of Ananda, free from sorrow. And fortunately it is that not something to be gained somewhere, it is verily my Swarupa. That person, Avrutta Chakshuhu. Literally, having withdrawn the eyes means having withdrawn from the sense pursuit, Atmanam Pashyati. So therefore that provision is provided by Ishvara, because Ishvara knows better. A time will come in some life or other when the person, human being, will realize the mistake of his being extrovert, and therefore that provision, so therefore that mind has to be prepared that way. So that is how, yeah. So, antarmukhatam vina, without that introvertedness. What is that introvertedness? Withdrawal from the Vishaya pursuit, sense pursuit, and ekagrata of the mind. That's why earlier it was told that way. So therefore, so kvachit, that vina, na kvachit. Na kvachit means at no place, at no time, or never can anyone gain the knowledge. So what is important? Manasaha antarmukhata. Introvertedness of the mind is indispensable. That is what that antarmukhata is explained. That antarmukhata by nididhyasana, meditation. Earlier knowledge must be there, then meditation. Meditation means nididhyasana. Dhyanenantarmukho vakyat brahmatmanam avekshati. Vishuddha buddhiratmadnyo yatha vakti tatha bhavet. Dhyanena antarmukha vakyad brahmatmanam avekshati. Adnyaha vishuddha buddhi and saha yatha vakti tatha bhavet. Yatha vakti tatha bhavet. Now here, earlier, the means were told, no, na chakshachata, in the 879 and 90, among them, satyam, tapaha, brahmacharyam, these are sadharana karana. Sadharana karana means general means, but the specific means is antarmukhatva. That is, the distinction should be seen. See, satyam, tapaha and brahmacharyam was told. These are general means to gain the Brahma Dhyana, but indispensable, that is specific means is antarmukhatvam, that introvertedness of the mind without which vidya phala prapti, the promised result of Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya in Jivan Mukti is not possible, is impossible. So now, how that antarmukhata? So it is like this. Dhyanena antarmukhaha. Dhyanena, which dhyana? Not saguna dhyana, atma dhyana, brahma dhyana, by nididhyasana, repeatedly dwelling on one's own swarupa. Such a person, and because of antarmukhata, what he has got? As it were, this person is face to face with Atma. What do you mean by that? If you are face to face with a clean and plain mirror, what you are able to see? Your own face. Like this, his antakarana is face to Atma means what? Atma in his true nature, free from all superimposed things, is what directly cognized. That is what is called as Atmanubhava. And then that Atma is Brahma, Pramana has to come and tell. So therefore, Dhyanena antarmukhaha. Then what means that Atmanubhava is there? Vakya, Mahavakya. So, tam asi. By this Dhyanena antarmukha, what is tvam? What is my swarupa? Here directly cognized. Shruti says Brahma, Tat. That you, which you have got Atmanubhava now, that itself is Brahma. Or Aham Brahmasmi. Aham, by Dhyanena antarmukha, Atmanubhava. That is what is Brahma. Or Ayam Atma Brahma. Ayam Atma here, Dhyanena antarmukha. That is Brahma. Or this is what Prajnanam, that is Brahma. Mahavakya operates. If this is not there, this direct cognition of my true nature is not there, what Mahavakya can say? Tvam tat asi, which tvam si tvam tat asi? Is it that? So Pramana will not operate. Just as Soyam Devadattaha, a person is telling a friend, look, this is that Devadatta, whom we met 25 years back at such and such place. So that person, when you say your friend, he should see him as he is. Suppose he sees because of something as a Rakshasa, this Rakshasa is that Devadatta, will it give the knowledge? No. So that's why, so distorted vision about Atma Sarupa can't be. So if that is there, the Pramana will not work. So therefore, Vakyat Brahmatmanam Avikshati. So Atma itself, he is able to directly discover, know. So therefore, so this By antarmukha dhyanena, by dhyana, the mind which has become antarmukha is able to know oneself, then pramana is making him discover that Atma itself is Brahma. Having told this, now some phala, the benefits others can get from a Brahmajnani. And some features of Brahmajnani are being given because of the greatness of the knowledge that he has get. He says, Atmajnaha Vishuddha Buddhi. Atmajnani is nature. What is that? He is a person, Vishuddha Buddhi. His buddhi, Vishuddha means Ragadi Mala Lavalesha Rahita. He is the one whose antakarana has not got even the least trace of raga, dvesha, etc. is not. So pure mind he has got. Saha, therefore, Saha means Atmajnaha, Yatha Vakti Tatha Bhavi. Whatever Atmajnani says, it comes true. Means his words come true. Why? Vishuddha. The mind is so pure, no raga, no dvesha, no value for vishayas, no bias from mind. What he says comes true. Therefore, other people can make or can derive benefits from the Atmajnani by invoking him, by serving him, etc. This is that in the Mundaka 321 it is said, Tasmad Atmajnam Herchaye. Therefore, adore, worship whom? Atmajnam. What is that Tasmad? Because his buddhi is Vishuddha and what he speaks comes true. So therefore what? Archaye, adore, worship whom? Atmajnam. Who should worship? Bhutikamaha. Bhutikamaha, a person who is desirous of fulfillment of one's desires. Bhuti means glories, etc. means in terms of, that is whatever securities, etc. or fulfillment of desire. Bhutikamaha Atmajnam Archayi. This is as far as who? A person who has got desires, he has to adore who or serve who? Atmajnam. Suppose a person doesn't have desire, he has got enough vairagya. Even that person, let him adore or serve Atmajna. It is helpful to gain the moksha. If desires are there, that is what adoration or service helps to gain, helps to fulfill the desire. If the person has no desire, such service or adoration helps to gain the mind which is necessary to gain the knowledge, and that person gains moksha. So that is told. Upasate purusham ye hakamaha. See, the hakama, those, see, yes, here Atmajnam Herchayet Bhutikamaha is 3.1.10 and this is 3.2.1. That is third munda, second section, the first section is over, third start. So, Upasate Purusham Ye Hakamaha. Those who have no desires, Nishkama, free from desires, yet they adore, serve the Jnani, Te, those people, what they accomplish? Shukrame Tadati Vartante Dhira. Those dhira means vivekis, those who have got right discretion. Etat shukram ativartanti. Etat shukram, shukra shonita means womb, mother's womb. Mother. Shukra shonita, shukra, literally shukra means sperm, shonita means ovum, means rebirth, that's all. It is an upalakshana for rebirth. No more entry in the mother's womb means no rebirth for them, means they get liberation. So that is now told here. Bhutikamo vibhutyarthamatmajnam sarvadarchayet. Nishkamastamupasino veti brahmatvamatmanaha. Bhutikamaha vibhutyartham सर्वदा आत्मज्ञम अर्चये निष्कामः तम उपासीनः आत्मनः ब्रह्मत्वं वेत्ति. Bhutikamah, a person who is desirous of certain gains, wants this and that, desires to be fulfilled. Vibhutyartham, for the sake of fulfillment of desires or whatever that person wants, for that what he should do. Sarvada, always. Atmadnyam archayi, should worship means serve, adore. So whom? Atmadnyam. Do you know why his desires get fulfilled? One is, he Vishuddha Sattvaha, whatever he says comes true. His blessings come true. Number two, thereby he gets the punya of this jnani. That jnani doesn't want the punya. That's why again, suppose somebody gives trouble or affliction to jnani, if at all some papas are there, they will come. Not that jnani will do papa. Suppose by mistake a jnani stepped over an ant and that ant got killed, papa is there or not? That papa will not go to jnani because kartrutva, doership he has not got. But suppose somebody gives affliction, it will go to him. So better, that's people think, even avatars, they think, because nowadays journalists think that, that sitting in the air-conditioned cabin with one hand cigarette, other hand beer glass, I'm bringing it down, okay? Beer glass, they dictate and this thing, they think that they are so great at some mass media thing is saying, they don't know the consequences of criticizing such even a jnani, leave us alone, avatara, don't ask at all. Card is punched there, but idiots, they don't know what it is all about. They will have to answer one day or other, either in this life or other life. The law of karma is very, very rigid in such cases as such. So anyway, all they do is for what? Earning money. That's all, nothing more than that. But there should be some sense in the means employed. Nothing wrong in earning money, but there should be some sense in that. Fine. So, therefore, Papa of Jnani will also come to those Tattvabodha. You are seeing this in Tattvabodha. It comes to those who give afflictions, etc. Then because Jnani is all love for everyone. If at all he will try to help someone but will never hurt or harm anyone. To such persons, if they do it, whatever, if at all Papa is that, it will come to them. Not that he does Papa. Nishkamaha. But a person who is free from desire means enough, that strong vairagya is that. Tam upasinaha means atmadnyam upasana. If he does upasana, service, etc. of atmadnya, atmanaha brahmatvam veti. He discovers the Brahma Sarupa of oneself. He discovers the Brahma Sarupa of oneself. That's why Shruti says, Tasmad atmadnyam archayet bhutikamaha and hakamaha upasate purusham ye hakamaha te shukrametat ativartante dhira. Why so? If bhutikamaha gets only fulfilled, he doesn't get the moksha, only nishkama gets moksha. Why? Because as you desire, so you become. Be careful. So therefore you should be very careful in desiring. As you, because see what we are today has been ordered by who? Ourselves. Only thing now, don't with why it happened, no. Now find out the means to get out of it. Somehow we are landed. Best thing is what? Suppose somebody has met with the accident. Don't start investigating how it happened. It is his mistake or that person's mistake. First rush the fellow to the hospital and try if he can be saved as such. So whatever we are now, whether it is conducive, non-conducive, never mind. From what we are, better let us now try to find a way out, only to say goodbye to the world, once forever, never to return. बोलता है ना, कान पकड़ना. Why? Having committed a mistake. Why? I have landed here. I have landed in this situation because of my own karma. I have committed mistake. Abhi kaan pakdo. So I will not there. Let me now get out. That's why Satya Sai Baba has said this. He repeatedly said, life is like a newspaper. See? And today's newspaper is tomorrow's waste paper. Newspaper and read how few things of your interest here and there, etc., columns, etc., etc., you see, and then what? Throw it. It is of no use. Like that, don't give over-exaggerated importance to anything that has happened in life, like a newspaper. Yes, it has got its own impact as such, but throw the life in such a way, no further return. We should do in such a way, no return. When though no return, provided we know our Swarupa. So therefore, it's like a newspaper. So one, that means don't give over-exaggerated importance to what is there in that. Means don't get bogged down by the incidents in life. Have that objective vision. So there are many things like this do happen. Now thing is that hereafterward, let me take to such a means that this will not get repeated at no time whatsoever. And that possibility. And suppose I do lack something in my preparation, let me pray to whom? Ishvara. He is ready to help me. Because I may be lacking. I may not be able to have, I may not be having the capacity to discover my Swarupa. Ishvara always is at our beck and call. Only thing is that we don't call him. We run after, we think that this will help me, that will help me, and that means we don't take his help, but he is always waiting behind us just for get your signal to help us. But we call him for other things, not for this thing. So he may oblige, but problem will continue. This main problem will continue. So therefore the rule is, what you desire, so you become. Those who desire for many things, accordingly they get the future birth. The best thing is what gets freed from these desires. That is what is told in the 322 and explained in 83. Kamanyah kamayate manyamanaha. Whoever who desires the sense object, kaman, by thinking the features of those, gunas of those objects, sense object, saha, that person, kamabhi jayate tatra tatra. Because of these desires, if he is eligible, he is born there, means as you desire, so you become. Paryapta kamasya kritatmanastu. One who has discovered the Atma Sarupa and got freed from all the kamas, ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha. All desires, whatever, they get dissolved, they disappear right now here. There is nothing to, no rebirth for that person. Meaning of this will be seen in 83.
Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayana Nyayena Margena Mahi Mahesha Go Brahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Vashadu Bhajanya Prithvi Sasya Shalini Desho Yangsho Varahita Brahmana Santu Nirbhaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaśyid Dukha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amsamgamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purmadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om